Well, hello, friends and neighbors. John, your Whisky neighbor here. Welcome down to the Nook. It's a Sunday, and so I'm going to shoot a couple of samples for you. Trying to get back into that Scotch that I was going to shoot for a few weeks. And I've got two samples from Paul. This one is, bottled by Adelphi, independent bottler, and it is a Glen Elgin, 12-year-old. I believe only ex-Oloroso sherry. And then I've got one by Càrn and it's a Mortlach. It says 13 years old. I thought online that it was also sherry, so we'll see what we get. But a couple of independent bottles. Thank you, Paul, for the samples. If you've got any Scotch or any sherried Scotch, pour some. Join me after the break. 3, 4. Thanks for staying with me. As I was trying to say in the opener, it's Sample Sunday where I get a chance to taste samples that people have so generously shared with me. Paul, always sharing very generously with a really good Scotch selection. I would say, Paul, that you tend to drink just a little finer than I do on the channel, but I love the opportunity to expand my palate. So the first one here is Adelphi, a very well-known independent bottler. They have a very affordable blend that I've been meaning to pick up just to sort of baseline, like, what is their maybe their daily palate think of. And then this one, as I said, is Laudale Batch 4. It's from Glen Elgin. It says first fill Oloroso sherry matured 12 years, and it's 46%. So we'll see what this gives us on the nose. Boy, I didn't even have to get that close. This is rich, sweet sherry. A little bit of spice, a little bit of must. But it really interplays between already a thick, darker fruit, but yet there's still some lively berry in there. It's backed off. At first I thought we were going to go into some more spicing, but actually the nose has stayed lighter. Definitely rich fruit. Let's try it on the palate. Sláinte. Also kind of coating and creamy in the mouth. I was expecting a little more punch. I find a lot of independent bottlers tend to be, slightly aggressive, as I'm sure this is natural color, non-chill filtration, 46%. This is just rich and sweet, and a nice interplay between a little bit of barley still kicking around, like got some malt heart, and nice sherry, but not sulfurous for me, not really bad. I don't mean bad. I really like ex-sherried Scotch, but what I'm trying to say with that is it's not running me into there like that. The Dutch single malt that I had the other day is right on that edge of almost too aggressive, right? Little sulfuric and whatnot. Coming back to this independent bottling, it's nicely done. The spicing has come up on the finish, so now I'm getting the interplay of a little bit of oak, a little bit of cinnamon. I'm going to back off from cinnamon. I'm going to say it's something an interplay between like a nutmeg and an allspice almost. Really interesting. Better try another sip. Just let that kind of roll off the sides of my tongue this time, and now I can get at some of the other characteristics I like in ex-sherry. A little bit of light chocolate. No, it's a dark chocolate, like it's a heavy cacao type chocolate, but it took 3 sips and a really relaxed way to kind of move it around to get it. But now I have it, where it's that light espresso, cacao or high cocoa, like that dark chocolate, and it's nicely there. That also lends now with the swallow when you bring up some of that oak into like a little bit of tobacco treatment too. So the darker notes came up, but they took a moment to get there. Up front, I find this, rich and inviting, and we're in those red fruits, a little bit of fig. But the palate is, give it its due. If you see this and you like richer sherry, it's going to come. It is now speaking that. Now, third sip? It really is. Now it's giving me that full sherry bomb experience. Took a while. At first, I was getting more like a lighter malt, and it was, you know, fruity, but it wasn't. Now that I've just let it be, so much better. I should know that, right? I've been shooting samples of you guys for quite a while, and certainly need to try a little water. It's been poured open for, actually, I was missing my light, so it's been open for about 20 minutes. So I definitely let it rest, but even in my palate, need to let it rest. Come back, sip it again in a few minutes and see where it's going, because it has moved. In this 4 minutes together, it has shifted into that richer, darker sherry. Very nice. Great sample. All right, another independent bottler and another sherry, I believe, certainly given by the color. Càrn Moore put this out. It's a Mortlach, bottled in 2007 and, no, distilled in 2007 and bottled in 2020. 13 years old, little higher, 47.5%. So 13 instead of 12, but really very similar. Now there are some interesting oaks going on in that nose. This has moved quite comfortably into sherry bomb territory. This has, I need to chase that flavor a little bit. It's got some kind of, I'm not going to get it for you guys. It's too bad. It's a really nice nose that's giving me a little depth, like whether that's a light toffee almost, or like I'm saying, like a rich, ripe melon, or is it, like, what is the fruit that I'm getting on there? Maybe the palate will help me out. Sláinte. In the palate too. It's gonna bug me because it's full. It's a rich, full taste. There are edges of the sherry experience we just had in this last one, but there is something in the core of this, both in the nose and in the palate, I enjoy. I'm responding to. I'm liking it, but I'm having a hard time putting my finger on it. It's like, if it was peated, I'd say it's a slight creosote, but that's just not the right note. But it's like an oily note that I'm getting. Oh, that's fun. Yeah, makes the fruits more in that, husky, that husky mango you get almost. It's not mango, but something like that, like where there's a different layer to the, or jackfruit. Yeah, it's a little bit like jackfruit. There's a slight bitterness on here that's playing around my palate a bit too. I'm not sure where that's coming from. Loving this. This is far more coating, far more unique or interesting. Like it's puzzling me. This other one, the Adelphi, took a moment to open up, but when it did, it was a wonderful sherry dram that I would gladly pick up off the shelf. Really nice. This Mortlach I need more time with. I like it. Really good experience, but I need more time to figure out exactly what I'm getting on here. Hey, thanks for joining me down here in the Nook on this Sunday. Hope you had something to pour along. If you've had either, I feel like these notes could be they're always wildly personal, but if you've got a little insight into what I should be tasting in one of these, why don't you drop a comment down below. Have a great week. See you on the next round.